Hi, I just got in from outside. I was the gopher for my husband. I'm a mess wearing my grubs, so if you see grubs on me, it's because I'm a mess. I helped them out. They were working on a project, and I hate being the gopher. All you do is sit there and you wait to be told what to do, and half the time you don't even do it right because you're looking for something and you're like, okay, what is that? Anyways, so I wanted to talk today about something I think is very important. I was looking at my channel and really thinking about a lot about it. And wasn't sure what I was going to tell you guys. And then I saw this one guy's video. I didn't watch it because I just couldn't. And the guy was talking about when to quit. And I just couldn't because I felt like such a failure. I was like, I just can't. I couldn't watch it. I felt it's hard for me when I feel like such a failure in my YouTube channel. I'm like, what do I do? You know, I didn't understand. So I started watching other people around my age and trying to figure out what is it that I'm doing wrong. I was watching some women. My husband calls them talking heads. He doesn't watch talking heads. And two of them are older than I was. One of them is younger than I was. Two of them have had video channels longer than me, and one has had it about a year. All of them have grown. The one in a year has remarkably grown quicker than what I don't know. I just was really surprised at how quickly her channel was growing. And I thought, what is it that these people, and they're all have more than I do. And the other two, I thought, well, they've had their channels for many years. So, when they pop on, they probably are just getting the old people. I don't know. And I thought, what do they have that I don't have? And I talked to my son about it, and he said, Mom, you need to talk to them like you're talking to friends. And I'm like, Chris, I don't have any friends. The friends that I have are ones that come to me for things. I used to study the Bible a lot more than what I do now, and people would come to me for scripture. They'd come to me for prayer. They never came and asked how I was doing. And when I was in a hard place, they were never there. They were not my friends. Okay? And so I'm thinking, okay, but then I watched these women that were talking heads, and they didn't do anything technically really interesting. And I thought, what is the difference? Courage. They had the courage to talk about intimate parts of their lives that scare the daylights out of me. They were able to talk about things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe you're even mentioning that. There's a difference between them and me, because I had been remarkably hurt by someone I thought was my friend. And I used to tell her things, and I didn't know she was running to everybody else, telling them. And this person, I backed away from. I was like, I still loved her as a friend because I thought of her as a friend. She did not think that way about me. And I remember I said, Lord, let her know how this feels. Because I confided in her some three most intimate things in my life. 3 years later, when she left where I work, where we had worked, the Lord showed me to go pray for her, and I did. I went to go pray for her, and she was surprised to see me. She goes, I'm never home. And I said, the Lord told me to come pray for you. She said, oh, I'm sick, maybe that. And I said, no. So I went in there and I said, just talk. And I listened to her. And the three things, the intimate things that I shared to her, the exact same three things happened to her that happened to me. And as I listened, I said to her, I know what it is. And she said, what? She leaned in. I said, these people that did these things, I forgave them. And she knew what I meant, because one of them was something, some betrayal that she did to me. And she knew, and she backed up and just sat there. You see, she wasn't my friend, and God knew it. And God allowed, you see, when I prayed, let her feel this, she did. She felt it, but it didn't change her. She was still prideful and, and looked down on people. She wasn't my friend. And so that right there, that was one of the things that caused me to back away. That and a whole bunch of things. There is people who I thought I was supposed to trust in the church that I couldn't. So there was a lot of stuff that happened to me that caused me to lose some courage to talk to people. And I backed away. So when I see these 3 YouTube channels with such courage to talk about such intimate things, especially one I'm thinking of in particular, I'm just amazed. And that is the difference between me and other successful talking heads. So, what am I going to do with my channel? I don't know. I was thinking to myself, delete everything. Just delete it and walk away. I'm not quite sure if this right here is going to go on Living Simple with Tanya, or if it's going to go with Walking with Jesus. I don't know. I just know this, that it has to go up. I don't know where. I don't know which, and I'm really seriously thinking, I got some stuff on me. Sorry. And I do not know which, if I'm keeping both or just one. I'm seriously thinking only one. And a lot of it had to do with that title of that man who wrote, "It's time to quit when." I didn't watch it because I felt such like a failure. I just couldn't. I couldn't face my weakness, my frailness, my failure. Because I felt like a failure all my life. That in itself is hard for me to say. So anyways, should I go or not? All depends if anybody comments. If anybody comments, we'll see. If nobody does, I kind of think I might know what I'm going to do then. So I'm going to pop this up, and I'll decide then. You have a blessed day. It was nice knowing you, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.